Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Reading from Gita, chapter number 2, section number 20. न जायते म्रियते वा कदाचिन् नायं भूत्वा भवितनं वा न भूय अजो नित्यो शाश्वतोऽयं पुराणो न हन्यते हन्यमाने शरीरे. The word is please here, translation perfect. For the soul there is neither birth nor death at any time. He is not coming to being, does not come into being, and will not come into being. He is unborn, eternal, ever existing and primeval. He is not slain when the body is slain. Proper. We will read the next section of the purport. In Katha Upanishad 1 to 118, we also find a similar passage which reads like this. Najhayate amriyate va vipaschin nayam kutaschinna bhavati kaschid ajo nityo shashvatoyam purano ahanyate hanyamane sharire. The meaning and purport of this verse is the same as in the Bhagavad Gita. But here in this verse, there is one special word, vipaschit, which means learned or with knowledge. The soul is full of knowledge or full always with consciousness. Therefore, consciousness is a symptom of the soul. Even if one does not find the soul within the heart where he is situated, one can still understand the presence of the soul simply by the presence of the consciousness. Sometimes we do not find the sun in the sky owing to the clouds or for some other reason, but the light of the sun is always there. And we are convinced that it is there for daytime. As soon as there is little light in the sky early in the morning, we can understand that the sun is in the sky. Similarly, since there is some consciousness in all the bodies, where man or animal, we can understand the presence of the soul. The consciousness of the soul is, however, different from the consciousness of the Supreme because the Supreme consciousness is all knowledge, past, present, and future. The consciousness of the individual soul is prone to be forgetful. When he is forgetful of his real nature, he obtains education and enlightenment from the Supreme essence of Krishna. But Krishna is not like the forgetful soul. If so, Krishna's teaching of Bhagavad Gita would be useless. Okay, let's stop until here. We have another section for this purpose we will discuss later. Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjanashalakaya Chakshuranmilitam Mena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namah. Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Mena Bhutale Swayam Rupakadhamyam Adhati Swapadantikam Vanchakalpatarubhyasya Kripa Sindhubhya eva cha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Vaita Gadadhara Shivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Mukam karoti vachalam, mukam longayate gram. Kripa Dev Shri Guru Tarinam. Hare Krishna. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, Prabhuji. Yes, Prabhuji.
Okay. So this is Hare Krishna. So, this is an important section where the Lord is giving all of us a clarity that how can we perceive the presence of the if we don't come to the path of bhakti or devotional service, taking the association of our acharyas and the spiritual master, it is very impossible. It is next impossible to really understand who actually we are. Due to that reason, we see so many people in the past, in the present, and also in the future will try to realize the presence of what they want to perceive through different ways and means. But the school of bhakti teaches us this science very lucidly under bona fide association. When the association is authorized, when our vision is clear in what actually we are doing, then everything is clear. But when the vision is not clear through the association, then whatever we are doing in this world is not clear. That means whatever we might be doing in this world, it will not give satisfaction to the heart. Dear devotees, I'll tell you something. To get up one day is easy, but to do that continuously, day after day, year after year, for this you need realization. Otherwise, the mind will immediately tell, why are you getting up? Useless. Sleep. What's the point of getting up in the morning? You do not have any realizations. Although the mind, even though it's a cheater, it will actually chastise the person who's actually doing opposite to it. It will tell, because that is the nature. That is the nature of the consciousness, which is actually driving. Do certain action activity without full consciousness will know that means, for example, you're
Sounds a
chatting,
little
you're
bit
wrong, or you're
breaking.
doing some reading, or you're doing a service which is given. So any of those things when we are those things will
Voice is
or
breaking.
some natural activity do it with pleasure, the full confidence.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji, you're breaking up sometimes.
Yes, Prabhuji.
Hare Krishna. Sorry, I was disconnected. I hope you can hear me now. So the aspect which we are discussing is very important because it deals with conscious. For example, let's say if I'm doing something but I'm doing it. I'm not investing. Investing in the sense my heart is there. Heart is sitting somewhere, but my vision is, but my body is somewhere else. And my action is somewhere else. That means there are three things happening. One is body, one is action, second, third is the consciousness. The body, action, the consciousness, through this, if the body, action, and the consciousness are in that state, then whatever you do, you will actually forget about getting bliss or something like that, but you'll actually understand or remember what you actually did. See, getting a juice or some realization is little far, but doing an action with full presence through the consciousness is very important. The moment you see sunlight in the morning, it's an indication that sun is there. You don't have to physically see the sun. The moment you see the rays of the sun, it's an indication that there it is already in the morning. It's already morning. For us, we see sunrise at 5 in the morning. So in between the Mangalarti, you see the sun raising up. So the moment you see that, you understand the sun is present. You don't have to do an assessment that, oh, sun is there or not. You don't have to do that. That means you don't have to see the presence of the physical sun. The moment you see the light, you understand that the sun is present. Because without the source, there is no the energy of the source. Please understand, likewise, without the soul, there is no presence of the consciousness. Now, right now, we might not we might not physically see, just like you see, just like we see the picture in the background, it is there. You can see that picture. The picture is present. You can see all those personalities. By seeing them, you understand, yes, they are there. Let's say your father came from the office. The moment you see him, you understand, yes, he is there, he's here. Because he's speaking, he's telling he just came from the office. That's an indication that he is there. Right? For certain things, you have to physically see. For certain things, you don't have to physically see. Such as the presence of the Lord, you don't have to physically perceive him. But through his manifestation, you can actually see the presence of the Lord. Likewise, the moment you understand that the soul is there, the soul consciousness is there, and when we connect to that consciousness, this is where our body, mind, intelligence, they are working on the same plane. I'll tell you something. For example, when we are getting up early in the morning, the mind says, let us snooze for 5 more minutes. That's okay. I know I told it the night. I told that tomorrow morning I will not snooze. That was the oath which we have taken in the night. But in the morning, what happens is that's okay, 5 minutes, no biggie. Let's do that. That means what is happening, whatever we have partaken in the last night, we couldn't handle that in the morning. That means what is happening, the consciousness is telling, the intelligence is telling to get up, but the mind and the senses and the body is not accepting. Now a question will come, why does this mind behaves like that? When the intelligence is telling something, why does the mind doesn't accept it? What is the root? What is the reason for that? Why the mind doesn't accept? Why is it always complaining? Dear devotees, you understand the mind has some nature. mind goes through some turns. Mind has taken some association before. Please understand. And through that association, mind has some impressions. This is all in the consciousness. This is not outside consciousness. It's everything within consciousness. That means the mind has taken some association and it received some happiness through that association. Now that happiness is permanent, temporary, that is next. Mind doesn't care that. Please understand. It's very important. Mind doesn't care whether that happiness is temporary or permanent, but the mind is understanding that there is happiness because mind has taken that association before. So through that happiness, what happens is mind has a permanent impression on that. Mind has what? It has a permanent impression on that. That means no matter what you do, every time the mind will bring that. Please understand. That is the whole point why Shravana has to be taken very seriously, because if the intelligence is sharpened under the association, if the intelligence is sharpened, then this intelligence can actually do not allow mind to dominate the consciousness. Please understand. Intelligence is there, mind is there. There's always a battle between the intelligence and mind. Because mind will bring up something, intelligence has to say yes or no. The intelligence says yes, intelligence will say yes or no based on his current state consciousness. Please understand, because this Jiva is not the eternal Jiva. Please understand. The Jiva is eternal only. This is not in the category of those personalities who are Nitya Siddhas. Please understand. We are not part of that bucket. Our bucket is somewhere else. Our bucket, the Jiva which we belong, we are those kind of souls which have a tendency to fall down. Please understand, because the consciousness of this Jiva is not same always. The consciousness of this Jiva is continuously changing. It doesn't stay in one place or situation or circumstance. It will continuously, it will go up, it will go down, it will go up, it will go down. Just like the market. It goes up, it goes down. The petrol prices, they go up, they don't go down, they go up, they go up. So it's all fluctuating. So the mind state is this. Due to these impressions, mind will again tell early in the morning, that's okay, 5 minutes ho jao, kya hai problem, kya problem? It's okay, sleep for 5 minutes. It will bring that into our consciousness. And without knowingly, because intelligence is not that sharp at that moment, please understand. That means you see how much consciously we should do everything in our life. That is what exactly Srila Prabhupada is mentioning here. The moment you see sunlight, you understand that sun is present. You don't have to specifically go and see outside to see the presence of the sun. He's already there. You don't have to do any of those things because he's present there. Please understand this. Because if you understand this, we'll make a lot of progress in Krishna consciousness. Because what is happening here, there's always a battle, a constant battle. There's a metaphor used. There's a two dogs sitting in the heart. One dog is a good dog, as the other dog is a bad dog. The good dog selects good choices. The bad dog selects bad choices. Now, which choice is selected at which instance? Which choice is selected at which instance depends on our present consciousness at that particular moment. For example, yesterday you selected good dog. It doesn't mean that tomorrow you'll select good dog. Yesterday's consciousness is different. And today's consciousness will be totally different. Because this Jiva is in the marginal state. Jiva can elevate or degrade. Because Jiva is not in, because this Jiva has not fully realized. Please understand. The Jiva is trying to realize. We are trying to realize. We have not fully realized. Please understand. That is the whole point. We don't proclaim ourselves as devotees. We are practitioners. We can say that we are sadhakas. We cannot say that we are devotees. At least myself. We cannot proclaim ourselves as a devotee. Why? Because we are prone to make mistakes. That is our nature. So second nature. What is our second nature? Our second nature is to make mistakes. Now, the moment you snooze for 5 minutes, the devotees don't get dejected for that. For example, you might be practicing for 10 years, but still you're snoozing for 5-10 minutes. Don't get dejected. That's okay. Relax. Stay calm. We don't have to be dejected. We don't have to put ourselves down. Please understand. Putting ourselves down is tamoguna. What are we trying to do is we're trying to understand the situation, trying to elevate that. That's the whole point. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, this is very instrumental. When Nityananda, we discussed this before. This is another angle. Nityananda Prabhu, when he says, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu says, I will kill this personality Jagannath. Nityananda Prabhu says, how many people will kill in this world? Everyone is like that. No, you didn't come to kill here. If you begin doing that, there will be nobody left here. So what is the point of Namo Mahavadanyaya? The most munificent personality is Lord Chaitanya, and especially his representatives, Srila Prabhupada and his followers. Because only through the follower of Srila Prabhupada we can understand the glories of Srila Prabhupada. Please understand. Otherwise, we cannot understand. If there is no true follower in our life who is actually showing who this personality is, we cannot understand. We cannot understand that person. So likewise, this mind game is very cheating. Please understand. It will show this is not the problem of the mind also. Please understand. Because mind just works through its previous impressions. Because that is how Krishna has designed it. And this is not like any gross thing which we see, it's a subtle aspect. Please understand. It's a very subtle. The subtle thing, this mind is present in the subtle body. And this subtle body, the mind, intelligence, and ego are carried to the next body. Please understand how important what we aspire, what we deal, and how we deal in this world, and then what do we do in this world. All of these things do matter. Please understand, because whatever we carry in our consciousness, this is like our baggage. These are our assets which we carry. A lot of people actually anything physical. Let's say you have 100 kg gold. We don't carry that at the time of death. But the consciousness which we derived by attaining that 100 kg gold, that stays in our mind. That goes to the next body. That means, for example, I'm connected too much to that. Obviously, if a person has 100 kg gold, means he's too much connected to that. Please understand. Nothing can be obtained in this world without having that association. That means one has to work on it. So that means the person will not carry 100 kg gold, but the person will actually carry the consciousness behind that 100 kg gold. That means that is one of the impressions which we actually carry. Please understand that impressions which we carry is what is deriving our next body. Now you tell me, devotees, why, how, and why Srila Prabhupada is continuously pouring on the consciousness. You understand how in Krishna 30 slokas is telling about the Atma and the consciousness. Atma, the consciousness, Atma and the consciousness. Why this is so important? The platform is laid for that. What is the platform? Arpanya dosa apahata sabhava. That means that submission is being laid. Through that submission, after that submission is being applied, in the consciousness, not just Arjuna, the person who is actually hearing this truth. As the consciousness of submission is applied to that, then on top of that, all of these things are applied. You now understand how important this consciousness is. Because whatever we think, whatever we do, because we take a lot of association in it over this. We have a desire, it will be, you have a desire, it will be manifested. For example, you want to become a CEO of a company, it might not be manifested this life, next life. If you are pious, you'll get that. You're not doing any unwanted things, you'll receive that in the next life. Please understand. Then you can say, oh, there are so many personalities who are CEO, but they cheat. No. Through pious credit, they get that position. But after getting that position, they cheat. Please understand. As I said, right? Yesterday's consciousness doesn't guarantee today's consciousness. Please understand. Yesterday's good consciousness doesn't guarantee today they will have that good consciousness. Because that has to be worked. We should consciously work on that. We cannot ignore any of these things. Cannot ignore a word which Lord is telling here. Na jayate miyate vaka jate. Krishna is telling this is eternal. The jiva is continuously present. How do we know that jiva is continuously present? You see the consciousness of the old personalities also. An old man is going in the street. He says, oh, Baba, I want to climb this mountain. Are you cannot climb? No, I cannot climb, but my consciousness asking me to do that. He has a desire to climb that mountain. He says, I used to climb these mountains a lot when I was young. But still I want to climb. But he cannot climb. But the consciousness is telling. Why? The consciousness is ever fresh. Consciousness doesn't deteriorate. Consciousness change, but consciousness is not stopped. As I said, yesterday is good consciousness, today will be bad consciousness. Consciousness is there. Good and bad depends on our association, what kind of association we are taking. That means there are so many details behind every aspect. For example, let's say you're doing your work. For example, let me tell another practical way. Let's say you opened up your cell phone. You really wanted to do some service, but in between something else came. The moment you catch the new thing which you have seen, the previous thing which you want to do, you'll forget. And then through that new thing, you see another new thing. The first thing which you have seen, the forgetfulness is increased more, wide and more. You do fourth thing, fifth thing. The first thing which you want to do, you forget that more. Then immediately somebody will come and tell, Baba, Prabhu, have you finished this? Then you say, I'm working on it. Because now you again came back to the first one. Because what is happening in between 1 and 5? You're either connected at 2, 3, 4, or 5. When you're connected at 2, 3, 4, or 5, different situations, you're no longer connected with 1. But somebody is tapping you and again telling, Baba, have you worked on 1? Then you come back to 1. Please understand, because this jiva is limited. He has limited intelligence, limited knowledge. Everything is given limited. That means if he's concentrating on 1, he cannot concentrate on other thing. It's not like Supreme Personality Godhead. We are not like him. But the Supreme Personality Godhead, he can perceive everyone's consciousness at the same time. Please understand this. Nattunetam jatu nasam nattunemi janadipaha. Nachayavana bhavishyam. He's there in the past, present, and future. That means he can perceive everything. Not just this 5 multitasking. He can perceive everyone's consciousness. All the jiva's consciousness. Not just jivas, animals also. He can perceive everyone's consciousness, what they are thinking, what they are doing. How I cannot perceive what the other devotee is thinking. The other devotee cannot perceive what I am thinking. But the Lord and his representatives are empowered by the Lord. They can understand. That means how much empowerment the Lord has given to that Vaishnava. He can able to perceive others' consciousness also by the mercy and the blessings of the Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is called as mercy. Actually, bhakti means mercy only, dear Lord. That is why when we do our sadhana very diligently, simply do it for the pleasure of the spiritual master and the Lord. We don't have to do big things. If you've been told 16 rounds, chant 16 rounds every day. Don't miss. Never miss. Because what happens is when you miss, the material nature will take over us. Because, dear devotees, I'll tell something. When you are just chanting, also material nature is taking over us. Please understand. Because just chanting is different to what really chanting of our acharyas are recommending. One should really chant for their pleasure. Just chanting also material nature will take us, because what is happening is that consciousness is not present in that just chanting. Again, I said, right? There is good consciousness, there is bad consciousness. Again, I said, there is good dog, there is bad dog. That means based on our association, we select those choices. That means the Lord is very clearly telling, if you are completely depend on me, just like the moment you saw early morning sun rays, you understand that there is sun. For this, you don't have to know rocket science. The moment you see that sunlight, you understand sun is there. Likewise, dear devotees, the moment you actually perceive the presence of the consciousness, you understand that there is theoretically. After understanding that there is soul, and when we are really working on that plane, which plane? The plane which we discussed in the morning. Not morning, now only. The plane which we discussed. What is that plane? The plane of mind and intelligence. There's always a battle, dear devotees, between mind and intelligence. This is called as working on the consciousness. That means we're practically seeing the presence. That means how is the mind reacting? Mind will tell, Hey Baba, that's okay. You chanted in the morning now. You can postpone these rounds to the afternoon or to the evening. That's okay. That's okay. Mind will tell. Or if it is really a serious condition, then you can postpone. But if it is not that serious, actually, most of the cases it will not be serious. What is the serious? Most of the cases, the priorities to chant will be given least. Or priority to hear will be given least. Why? Because we feel that this is not that important. We feel that only, dropping the child is important, or cutting the vegetables for the wife is important. Yes, these are all important. I'm not saying that we don't have to do that. We should do that. We should prioritize. Prioritization is important. Devotees do generally say, aspirants like us, we do generally say that I have time for this. I do not have time for that. It's difficult. Then I said, no. Prioritize your life. For example, you have to give an exam today. Because if you pass that exam, you have to go through an interview. If you crack that interview, you'll get a salary of 150K. This is a high priority at stakes. Because currently you don't have a job. It's very important. You have to get a job. Otherwise, how do you live? Then what do? You prepare for that exam. That means what is happening? This is becoming the most priority. Likewise, dear devotees, you are a soul actually. We are all soul. We are part and parcel of the Lord. Don't we have to realize that? बताइए आप बताइए कैसे है? Don't we have to realize this? When we aspire to realize this, then we give importance to this. Or when we do not give importance to this, what happens is other things are given importance. That means what are we doing? We're taking the association of bad dog. I'm telling good dog and bad dog just so that we understand. Just so that this would sit into our consciousness. Because the mind previous impressions are the deadlock for us. That is the whole point, dear devotees. Never ever go through mind, because mind, what it will do is it will show our previous impressions, because through the previous impressions we all receive that happiness. We know we get happiness through that. We've experienced that.
No.
And we don't care that it's permanent happiness, because yes, we know that it is not permanent happiness, but it is still gives some happiness. That means mean that
Yes,
temporary
ordered.
present happiness. That means if you do this, you get immediate happiness.
No, it's a O general, Prabhu. Where are you?
The moment we try to do that,
Okay.
this is where the problem is. That means when we get connected, that means we're taking association. We're taking association of ourselves through mind. Please understand, because this is a mind game. If we understand how the mind is working through right intelligence, depending on the spiritual strand or acharas, we can easily come out of this. But when we don't see, actually, is it easy to combat the mind? Oh, it's very difficult. Arjuna himself is telling, "Oh, my dear Lord, I can I can stop the mind, but it is very difficult to control the mind." Abhyasa, Vairagya. Two things Krishna recommended, which we discussed last week. Abhyasena tu kaunteya, Vairagyena tu muhyate. Practice detachment. Now, how is this practice and detachment coming? Today, we'll see another perspective. The practice and detachment comes through how we are taking the association through the intelligence. How we are taking association of Guru Sadhu Shastra. Because Guru Sadhu Shastra means intelligence, sharpening our consciousness. When the intelligence is sharpened, what happens? The mind will not trouble us so much. Because this is practice. And through the practice, what do we do? A renunciation. That means whatever is unwanted, gray area. For example, YouTube is gray area for us. Then we open YouTube only for our office work, nothing else. Or we use YouTube, nothing else here about it, only whatever is very important for office work, for that only we open. But generally, when we open YouTube, what happens is we have the scratching, mind will scratch in the consciousness. That's okay. Looks like this is a good video. Why don't you watch this? This is another good video. Why don't you watch this? You see, you are watching that series. I don't know whether they put series in YouTube or not, but I'm just telling. You were watching that series before. That series you heard only until 5th episode. You did not hear after that. There might be 10, 12 episodes after that. You should make it up. That's okay. What happens if you watch for 5 minutes or 10 minutes? That's okay. Mind will tell. Then the intelligence, if the intelligence at that particular point of time, if the intelligence is very sharp, that means if the intelligence has taken the real association of Guru Sadhu Shastra, then it will outrightly reject it. That means it is taking the association of the good dog. That means the choices it is selecting the good choices, because it is feeling the relationship, it is feeling the presence of those personalities. Just like a child, he goes to the school, his father tells, do not do any nonsense things at the school. But the mind is telling him to do some nonsense thing. Immediately the intelligence will tell, you know what? My father told me that this is not right to me. Let me don't do this. That means what is happening? The child is protected to the relationship of the father. Please understand how important the relationship is, because the relationship has to be fully loaded into our intelligence. The relationship is fully loaded into the intelligence. What happens is then the mind can be pacified. Then you actually groom the mind. Then the mind becomes your friend. Then you'll tell mind, you see, Krishna is a supreme personality of Godhead. Please hear my mind. Ona Manasa, Manas, that's why our acharyas, they continuously tell, they continuously train the mind. Manas Shiksha, Manas Deha Gaya Jo Kichumor. Why Bhaktivinoda Thakur Maharaj is telling Manas Shiksha through Manas Deha Gaya Jo Kichumor. Arapila Topada Nanda Kishora. Oh, my dear, my Lord, my mind, body, intelligence, everything belongs to you, because this is a perfect state. Purity of what is consciousness is this only. He's always chill. There's a problem, he's chill. No problem, chill. Everything is good for him only. Why? Because continuously he's taking that personality's association. Please understand, this is actually the real consciousness, dear devotees. Just like the moment you see the sunlight, you'll understand the presence of the sun. Likewise, the moment you remember about the Lord, you understand. The moment you remember about the Lord, the moment you discuss about the Lord, the moment you discuss about the glories of His devotees, you understand the food to the consciousness and the soul is being sharpened. That means the soul is getting that Shakti. After millions of lifetimes, soul is getting that Shakti now. That means all of a sudden, the person who's actually hearing the class, he feels, wow, this is very nice. My consciousness is good now. I feel the presence of the soul. It's very nice. Oh, is this self-realization? Yes, this is self-realization. For self-realization, you don't have to do tapasya. You don't have to put your head down and your feet up. You don't have to do any of those things. You have to simply hear and then try to perceive, apply that. You'll understand. You'll actually get the greatest shelter. The moment there is 9:30, 9:15, you immediately sleep. Because you understand you have to get up early in the morning. Because the more early I get up, the more I can release. That means you're actually waiting for that time. In the morning, you're actually waiting for the time to get up. Now, when you sleep like 10:30, 11, it's become difficult. It becomes difficult. You get up like early in the morning, like 3:30, 4. It becomes difficult. If you sleep at 10, it's a good amount of chance to get up at 3:30. So this we have to practice. Because what you have to do is you have to sharpen the intelligence. You've seen Prahlad Maharaj, wherever he is going, Jara Deko Tare Kaho Krishna Upadesh, wherever he is going, he's seeing the presence of the Lord. He is so much joyful within his consciousness. That means the external troubles. Do you see Prahlad Maharaj complaining in Bhagavatam that Hiranyakashipu sent me there? That said, putting me into the fire, that was the very difficult thing for me. That means at that time I was depending more on the Lord because I had to remember more on the Lord. He knows he's not writing these things in Bhagavatam. He's not telling that when Hiranyakashipu, my father, he sent me into the pit of snakes. That was very difficult to me. He's not writing any of those things. He's not telling that this is difficult, that is difficult, or this was okay to me, that was not okay to me. At that time, I was okay. At this time, I'm not okay. You don't see any of those things. Please understand here about this. Prahlad Maharaj consciousness is 24 hours Krishna conscious. It means not through situations is a devotee, not through a circumstance is a devotee. He's a devotee by devotion. He's a devotee by the pure devotion which he heard from Narada Muni. That is a devotee. Devotee means he will not have two lives. Like he'll have, oh, 9 to 5 is material because I'm going to office. And the morning 5 to 8 is spiritual. And afternoon and evening 6 to 9 is spiritual. It's not like that. Bhakti means it's completely spiritual. Because you work for Krishna. You should aspire to work for Krishna. How do we aspire to work for Krishna? By giving the results to Krishna. This is working for Krishna. That means what is happening? You get up early in the morning, you chant your rounds, you go to office, you pray to the Lord, my dear Lord, please give me strength. Because this is your thing. This is not mine. It's not my work. You're doing it. I'm not doing it. I don't know what kind of messages I have to see in the morning. I have to see in the Teams early in the morning. I don't know what kind of things I have to see early in the morning when I go to the office. When I open up my email, I don't know what kind of emails I have to see. I don't know which person is doing what kind of thing behind me. I don't know. I don't know which Prabhu is doing what kind of politics at the office. I don't know what's happening. You have to do it for me. I can do this. You help me. So what is happening? Slowly but steadily, you're seeing the presence of the Lord more. That becomes bhakti. For to see all of these things, we have to combat this mind. That is part of consciousness. It's not dead consciousness. We say body. We only say dead body when soul is removed from this body. Do we see all of us as dead bodies? No. We are not dead bodies. We are present. Our soul is present in this body. The body has life. We don't say dead body. Prabhupada writes body. He doesn't write dead body here. He writes that body has the presence of the soul in it. It's not like this body is a dead body. No, because the consciousness is there. That part of consciousness is mind. Please understand. That means our consciousness is our friend, is also our enemy. Please understand. That means if my intelligence is not good, then I'll try to find faults with Vaishnavas only. I'll try to put them down only. That's it. Our degradation started. The mind will tell. Because mind is a cheater. Whom you should never trust is our mind. Where is that mind? Within us only. Now you see. Now you see in how danger zone we are. Was a danger traumatic zone. Please understand. It's not an easy state. That is the reason the Cheto Darpana Marjana has to happen. Through that, what is happening? The bloody nonsense which is there in the mind is purified. Intelligence is sharpened. False ego has to be reduced. Ahankar. I'm the doer, I'm the control is reduced. Because I'm not the doer, I'm not the control. If I'm the doer, can I control my bowels? Can I control if a person has to pass the urine? Can he control that urine? Can he sit like that for one day? No, he has to go to the restroom. He has to clear out his bowels. He has to make a next step, next move. He cannot stay like that, dear devotees. Please understand. The person cannot stay just like that. He has to move. It's a consciousness. For example, the moment the soul is left, the soul goes away from the body. That means there's no consciousness. That the body will not say, pass the urine. Body will not. There's nothing. It's dead. It's fit for nothing now. Now we don't have any technology to bring the soul back into this particular body. Do we have technology now? The soul's time is done. It's done. The soul will not come again into this body because it's gone. If it's gone permanent, it's gone. That's it. And the body is dead body. Please understand. Now, whatever we are carrying through that mind, small desires, small impressions, material requirements, material needs, all of these things, they carry on the subtle level. They sit in the consciousness through the mind. And this mind, through that present consciousness, or based on all the previous desires, the material nature will give him another body. Through those desires which he carried. Now, please understand how important these desires are. Or what desire I have to carry. For this, we need to do Shravan. What desire I have to carry? Because whatever I carry, that will be carry forward. That means if I carry Krishna consciousness, if that is carry forward, so that is the best. You get another human form of life. Neha Vikramanasosi Pratyavayana Vidyate Shalpam Apyasya Dharmasya Trayato Mahatovayat. A little endeavor towards this process, a little step towards this process, little advancement in the science of Krishna consciousness. Neha Vikramanasosi Pratyavayana Vidyate. There is no destruction for that. Who is assuring? Krishna, he himself is assuring. That means what is happening? That consciously, when we did practice Krishna consciousness, when we did heard those classes, when we did heard about the Lord, about the acharyas, about Srila Prabhupada. That is actually sitting in our consciousness. That is actually the sitting place of our mind and our intelligence. And this is carried forward. What a beauty, what a blessing is that. That means that Jiva definitely will get another human form of life, and that Jiva will continue to practice Krishna consciousness since his birth. Or at least early stage of his life. Because that Jiva will be either in a family of a Vaishnava or in a family of a rich person. He doesn't have to easy. He doesn't have to struggle for his daily bread. He doesn't have to struggle. It's all been given. It's like he has everything now. So then he'll think, oh, after a few years, this thought will come into his consciousness. Oh, I have everything. I remember one devotee telling, I think she told me like 7, 8 years back when she was married. She said, oh, I have everything. I have good job, nice parents, nice money, well settled in America. I have everything. Good salary, good she studied well. Everything is great. She's telling I have no happiness. This kind of questions Krishna will keep into their heart. Because what happened? In their life, they either practice little Krishna consciousness or the Krishna consciousness was not fully complete. Then the Lord will invoke those kind of questions in heart. Then they will meet devotees and they will ask those questions. That's the beginning of their devotion. I'm so happy that family is they're moving into Krishna consciousness, next step in their life. That means the next stage of Krishna consciousness they're entering. I'm so happy for that. I'm very happy for that family. I remember that Mataji asking me that question 8 years back. Now she's I want to hear more. I want to take this process more. So come. So desire should come. I want to take this more. I want to move forward. I'm missing the presence, I'm missing the classes. Next step, she's entering into the next step. She got blessings. Now it is up to her. The blessings will be given by the Vaishnavas, by the spiritual master, senior Vaishnavas. They will give blessings. But the sadhaka depends on the sadhaka. Because I said there are two dogs in the heart, good and bad. Whatever association they are taking, they get that. Oh, this is a nature. Please understand this, dear devotees here. The Lord is very sensitive, very simple-hearted, free from kama, krodha, lobha, vatsara. He and his pure devotees, they give us opportunities. But it is up to the jiva, because this jiva has this tendency to fall now. But if this jiva uplifts, or if this jiva gets the right conscious or right spirit and takes that association very nicely, then he'll make rapid progress. Bhakti means this conscious upliftment. That's what Prabhupada is mentioning here. And in the next section of the same shloka, Najhaite na niyatava kadach. We've been discussing this shloka since few days now. We have another last section. Very, very important. We'll see when would be the perfect time to discuss that. Hare Krishna. Anyone would like to add anything? Any questions? Because mind is always troubling. Because dear devotees, please understand. I'll tell one thing and we'll see for any questions or comments. Mind is always there to tell. Mind is always there to cheat. Because it will bring up those thoughts and desires in the consciousness. The intelligence should be sharp enough that it would outrightly reject that. To outrightly reject that, he should be in sattva. If the intelligence is in rajo, he cannot reject that. If the intelligence is in rajo, he'll try to see, I think this is not that bad. This thought is not that bad. Let us see if I can apply. This is what is happening. But if the same intelligence is in Tamo, he will do that. States. That means how the mind is taking association of the intelligence is also very, very Hare Krishna. Yes, Shital Mataji, please tell.
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Thank you so much for giving us the knowledge. And I have a question. The realization will happen to mind?
In the mind. Amma, come to the heart. Which is where the subtle body is, which is where the mind. See, we're not trying to physically see from where the realization is coming. But I'll tell you something. What is realization means? It is like you yourself speaking. It's not this body, it's a soul. The soul is speaking. And speaking with conviction. When the soul speaks with conviction, that is realization. That means it is not mind, it is not intelligence, it is not false ego, it is a soul who's speaking. That you speak through the heart. The heart is it's not like circumstantial situation. Oh, this situation, oh, there is a Vaishnav, let me offer obeisance. It's not like that. It's not through that intelligence. It is through the heart. It is a sitting place of this soul. That will speak. And that speaks heavily. And it cannot do anything else other than that. And if that doing, which she's actually doing, which is authorized Guru Sadhu Shastra, for example, if it is not authorized by Guru Sadhu Shastra, if you think that that is a realization, that might be feeding the bad dog. We don't know. It has to be somebody has to confirm that whether it is a realization or not. Please understand, the mind is, the consciousness is speaking, the soul is speaking, but someone else has to confirm that whether this is correct or not. Whether this is really realization or not. But definitely the realization coming means you'll not do anything else other than that. And that, whatever you're doing should be Guru Sadhu Shastra, should be authorized. Because there is nothing else other than this. Everything else is unauthorized. Making sense, Anna?
Yeah, sure. So you mean to say that all the higher authority has to authorize how they will know, like how they will how they will get to know. I just want to need more clarity.
So you have to share, and then tell whether this is realization or not. See, Amma, one thing. Realization means it's a heart thing. Okay, first thing. And when you apply that, you are very happy. Happy from within. Not through happiness through the senses, not through happiness through the mind. Happiness through the soul. Happiness through the consciousness. That means if a person is experiencing the happiness through the consciousness continuously, that is realization. It's not through any of these external things. It is the internal aspect. That is realization. That is actually life. Because that is what we are. Because this jiva can get unlimited happiness. But the jiva has to know what he has to do to get that unlimited happiness. That knowing has to know, and then when he applies that thing, then it becomes a realization. Because reflections, when the reflections deepen, then the reflections become a realization. That means Reflections become a habit. Habit becomes a character. Character leads to realization. That means you do it continuously. Speak through realizations. Making sense? Basically, when we try to practice this process continuously through the process of Shravana and Kirtana, when we do this, chanting and hearing and chanting, hearing and chanting, when we do this continuously, what happens? It becomes a habit. It goes into our character. We get reflections. It becomes a habit. Because through reflections only, we want to make it a habit. Or vice versa. When you make it a habit, then you get that as a reflection. And that reflection is deepened. What happens? It becomes a character. And that character is more, going more. Then becomes the greatest realization. You might say one word at that time, but that one word you're speaking with realization. Please understand. Actually, that is preaching. That means you should speak with realization. That means the speaking should be from realization. You should actually realize that. वो मुंह से नहीं बोलना है, heart से आना. You should realize that. When you realize it, then it makes sense. That's how habit is transformed into reflection. Reflection is transformed into character. Character is transformed into realization. And that realization, when you say, yes, I'm not this but a powerful spiritual, that means you have realized it. For example, I said, I'm not this but a powerful spiritual. Immediately winter comes and I'm taking hot shower. I have not yet realized it. I'm just saying, but I have not yet realized it. Please understand. I'm just giving an example. Realization means you're fixed up in that state. Fully. There's no distraction. You see, Srila Prabhupada's life is fixed up in that. You see, in the life of purity devotees, they're fixed up in that. They don't change. Because their consciousness is elevated. Their consciousness is not sitting in this plane. Their consciousness is in a different plane. They're in the different state. I remember my spiritual master telling, when you do Shravana sincerely, naturally Kirtana comes. What is Kirtana? Chanting Hare Krishna, discussing about Krishna, discussing about the Acharyas. That means speaking. When Shravana has done successfully, Kirtana will manifest. But if Shravana is not done successfully, Kirtana will not manifest. Through that Kirtana, what happens is reflections will come. And the reflections, when the reflections are deepened, it becomes realization. That is what we want. That is what Acharyas wanted to give us. That means how important the process is Shravana and Kirtana is. Actually, through Shravana, you get everything. But it depends on how we are taking it. What is our priority? Is it okay? Am I making sense? Sheetal Mataji.
Yes, yes, Prabhuji. So, but what is the role of the mind in realization? Like, whether it will like bow down to the higher authority, or it will be like nullified, or what will be the state of mind in during the realization?
So, mind, what happens is, mind will stay. Doesn't mean that mind is completely nullified. Mind has a place. Mind becomes a friend. Right now, mind is troubling. So the state of realization, mind will become a friend. It will be a friend to practice Krishna consciousness. Because it is experiencing the real happiness. When we begin experiencing real happiness, what is happening? Mind will not go to lower taste. Vishya vinivartante niraharas deham rasavarjam rasopyasam param drishtani vartate. That means when a higher taste, higher consciousness is been given, that means a taste in consciousness is given. Mind will not find taste in the matter because it is understanding. Because it is taking association of the intelligence. Because intelligence never comes down. Because intelligence is in the different state. Because intelligence is always higher than the mind. But due to our association with the matter, intelligence becomes lower to the mind. This is where the problem is. This is where we are usurped to the situation or the circumstance. So the mind stays, it becomes a friend. Through the mind, intelligence, and false ego, you get a spiritual body. Making sense? I think that is another topic. I don't want to bring that into this. But when the realized state, mind becomes a friend. As simple as that.
Okay, and once it is realized, still we have to practice Shravana, Kirtana, and everything, or we will be in that state only. What will be the next?
Amma, I'll tell you something. When the mother has a relationship with the child, do you think the mother ever thinks that, oh, that's okay, this is a time now, I don't have to spend some time with my child, I'm okay? That will never happen because it's in the relation. Mother continuously wants to have that relation. So likewise, the jiva with the Lord, with the acharyas, he has continuous relationship. He will never be bored in that process. Please understand, mother child in this life they are never bored if they really feel that relation. And this is an eternal thing which we are discussing. That means continuously you'll be in this state. That means continuously means you'll be in this state means what kind of relationship we have to have with them continuously. So we do that continuously. We don't feel that, oh, this is now it's state of realized. I've realized now. I don't have to do anything. No, after realization, you'll do more. Making sense? Because this is a joyful process. You have to experience that. For example,
Again.
after getting realization, I don't stop chanting. I chant more. I discuss more. Just like the mother did not see the child. Child is in the womb. The moment the child comes out, mother has more intimacy. Before also intimacy was there. So she was holding her stomach like this. She's feeling the presence of her child. She's continuously thinking about the child. Hope he's satisfied. When the child comes out, more intimacy. Now she has seen, experienced him. This is realization. Previously, he was there in the habits, in the consciousness. Now he is seen. She's seeing, oh, my child is very white. She's responding to him. That means what happens is the service decreased or increased? Increased. That is what happens through realization. When realization is there, you do it more. You don't have to wait. You don't have to see whether this person is saying, that person is saying. You do it continuously. Making sense, Amma?
Thank you so much, Prabhuji, for the clarity. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Hope you understand. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Anyone else? I think it's a little late. We'll discuss tomorrow. Hare Krishna. I missed all of your presence for a couple of days, for 3 days. I hope all of you were nicely there in Sadhu Sangha and had good association.
Hare
So
Krishna,
happy to see
Prabhuji.
all of you back. Hare Krishna.
Dandavat Pranam, Prabhuji. We miss you as well, Prabhuji. But we had wonderful association there and great time.
Very
We
nice,
came back
very nice,
spiritually charged.
very nice, very nice.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Have a nice day.
Hare
Dandavat Pranam.
Thank you. Thank you all very much. Lord Prabhupada ki jai. Hare Krishna.
Bye. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Then Pranam.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Nick Prabhu. Hare Krishna. Nice to see you. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Pranam everyone, all glory to
Very
Krishna
yes.
Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Govinda Swaji, thank you everyone for joining.